If you've been a Beyblade fan for a while, or you used to be in the past, you probably remember the Metal Saga. The Metal Fight Beyblade anime premiered April 5th, 2009 in Japan, with the Western version Metal Fusion debuting over a year later in June of 2010. This generation is easily the most beloved and well-known from the entire franchise. The anime ran for a total of 4 seasons. There were numerous video game releases, which I actually made a video about if you're interested, and over 150 product releases. But do you remember the movie? Metal Fight Beyblade vs. the Sun, Soul Blaze, the Scorching Hot Invader. Bit of a mouthful, dropped on August 21st, 2010, across theaters in Japan as a double feature with Duel Masters Blazing Bonds XX. I'm not going to shame you if you've forgotten or just didn't even know this movie existed. While it seemed to do well enough at the box office, earning over $5 million by the end of its run, the film, as well as the promotional tie-in Beyblade, never got a localized release here in the US. While it's not the first Beyblade movie, that title would go to Fierce Battle, which friend of the channel Nizuma cooked up a video on, which you should check out. It's the second and final theatrical Beyblade release. The following Burst generation never got a movie, and X is now only just finishing up its first season. Where Soul Blaze fits into the Metal Fight timeline, I am not really sure. In fact, there's a debate on whether or not this movie is canon at all. YouTuber Wildfang Edits made a few videos about the Soul Blaze movie, and he reports that there really isn't a time where it could fit in between seasons or arcs. We do see a brief Helios cameo at the end of Zero G, the final season of Metal Fight. However, that may have just been fan service. So what actually happens in Soul Blaze, the Scorching Hot Invader? Planet Adonis, which first crossed into the solar system 10,000 years ago, will soon be the closest it's been to Earth ever. Leading up to this occurrence, there's been a lot of really strange phenomena around the world, like volcano eruptions, animal restlessness, hooded people on a boat. Wait, never mind. That's actually a group looking for something that has to do with a star. This group is actually descendants of Atlantis, and the leader uses the bay Dark Poseidon, which, by the way, never got a full actual release. We did get stickers though, at least. He uses the bay Dark Poseidon to open the sun door and awaken the sun god. An awesome CGI stone door opens, revealing a shining red Beyblade, Soul Blaze. The plan is to utilize the power of Soul Blaze to build and bring forth a new Atlantis. Even though it's brief, this quick introduction to both Soul Blaze and the blader that uses it is really awesome. This video is sponsored by Mall of Toys. If you guys want to get some of the latest Beyblade releases, they're going to be one of the best places for it. They have the newest stuff like Phoenix Rudder and Cobalt Dragoon up for sale right now, and they're also doing pre-orders for the upcoming El Drago Metal Fight remake. So go and check out sponsor the channel Mall of Toys, and make sure to use code ilinnuc to get 5% off of your purchase. After the title card, we see our protagonists from the Metal Fight generation, in Gingka, Kenta, and this loser among others. I always like when we see these little moments of fun and downtime between characters. It makes them more believable and likable and gives them a bit more of a personality. We then go straight into a battle between Kenta and Gingka. Kenta, of course, loses, but you can definitely see the movie budget on display here. The choreography and character movements are top tier for the MFB generation, and it'll get even better later on. The reason for these battles is the Midsummer Festival, specifically the Twin Dome Battle, where competitors are split between A and B blocks, with the winners facing off in a grand finale. The first matchup in the B block is Benkei versus Masamune, Dark Bull versus Rei Unicorno. Benkei gets unsurprisingly clapped within like 5 seconds. Little Yu with his Bay Libra is battling next, his opponent being... we don't really know yet, but it's ominous. Going back over to the A block, we have a battle between Gingka and his Galaxy Pegasus versus Tsubasa with Earth Eagle. The two bladers use their special moves, and Eagle loses. Is anybody actually surprised at these results? The arena then shifts around to pit Gingka, the winner of the A block, up against the winner of the B block. Who won the B block, you might ask? Well, the arena is revealed to be covered in smoke, damaged bays, and even injured bladers. You, Benkei, and Masamune are all down for the count, and then we see Helios, the primary antagonist of the movie, and he is menacing. His power is shown to be immense and destructive, and that's before we even see a battle at all. It's pretty great character design. Gingka immediately challenges him to a battle, looking to avenge his fallen friends. The bladers launch, Pegasus goes on the offensive straight away, but Helios isn't phased. Soul Blaze's spin track shifts, causing Helios to become more aggressive, and then things start to not look so great for our bandana bro Gingka. Gingka activates the Pegasus Stargazer special move, launching an attack from the sky, to which Soul Blaze responds with a plume of fire, consuming our feathered friend, cracking Pegasus under the heat. Helios activates his special move, Blaze Execution, which annihilates the surrounding area, Pegasus included. The other bladers attempt to go in for an attack, all of which do not stand a chance, and Helios describes his plan to bring back the country of Atlantis. We're only 20 minutes in, and Helios and his base Soul Blaze have already done what 99% of bladers in the MFB era couldn't, and that is bring Gingka to his knees. Soul Blaze is awesome so far in the anime, but how is it in real life? Soul Blaze is easily one of the best looking metal fight designs, with the painted red fusion wheel and the sun motif on the face bolt. Competitively, I've heard it isn't great, but I didn't buy one to compete with. I got it for my collection and for the cool factor. And there's a few other color schemes as well. There's the Black Eclipse version, which only 1,000 were originally made, but because of mid-fakes, it's now much more common. There was also a limited gold lottery version as well, where there was only 100 made, but it got a pretty standard release in other countries, which made that more accessible as well. There was also a cool looking metal facebolt with the Soul Blaze design baked in that you could only get if you bought a ticket at a movie theater. Overall, it's such a nice looking Beyblade, but it's not really a competitive beast or anything. A great collector's item if you can get an official one. Alright, let's get back to the movie. After Gingka got destroyed, the team begins to research this mysterious Helios and his background. The damage to Pegasus was severe, and of course, Masamune just has to remind Gingka of that. God, he's so annoying. Madoka tells Gingka it'll take 2 days to perfectly repair Pegasus, and then what the f***? Is that a Star Destroyer? Helios is instructed to bring out the full power of Pegasus using Soul Blaze, so more chaos will ensue. Oh, by the way, Tobio was watching this ship and actually says he's going to beat Helios. Tobio, the guy that uses Storm Capricorn, is going to beat Helios. It seems like everyone is hunting for more information on Helios, following different leads and clues. Masamune starts to follow Tetsuya and Ryutaro, which will obviously not end well. Madoka fixes Pegasus perfectly somehow, and Gingka gets information on the people of Atlantis. And even though this civilization was thousands of years old, they had some sort of Beyblades as well. This ancient history of Atlantis actually links to Gingka's home, Coma Village, through Soul Blaze being the deity of Coma Village legend. Questions remain though. Why would Helios use such a powerful and destructive bay, the bay that destroyed Atlantis in the first place? Why does Soul Blaze need to battle Pegasus specifically? Those questions will have to be answered later. Going back to Masamune, he and the Goon Gang eventually meet Helios. The bladers engage, and immediately you can see a massive power difference. Masamune's Unicorno gets blasted, Ryutaro's Pisces gets caught in a domain expansion where Helios is Sukuna, Unicorno gets blasted again, and things are exploding? What is happening right now? We cut to Tsubasa running around the Star Destroyer ship from earlier, and also, how did I completely miss how he got there? One second, let me go back. Okay, is it not here? No, not here. No. Oh, how did I forget that? Moving on. The Goon Group returns and alerts Gingka of Helios's intentions and his challenge. Gingka accepts, walking to take on his opponent. Blaze versus Pegasus is incoming, and holy shit, is that Kiyoya? Bro, this is peak! Gingka and Helios meet, face to face. Bakim is in the background, talking of prophecy. Everything is in the right place at the right time. With a white heart and the wings of Pegasus, the door will open to a new world. That's why they need to battle Gingka. They need the wings of Pegasus. Masamune tries to go in for an attack and gets demolished. The other bladers come in to assist and get melted. Almost. Pegasus comes in to help, saving the rest of the group. The two bladers begin their battle. Pegasus goes on the attack, but Soul Blaze counters with an offensive shift. Gingka goes Super Saiyan and activates the Stormbringer special move. Helios counters with the power of the sun. Gingka counters with a Stargazer and pierces through the Inferno, confident in his will to win. Contact is made, but both bays are able to survive. Helios is impressed, acknowledging Jinka's strength. They both charge at each other with insane power and Pegasus wins. Even though Gingka won, Bakim was secretly absorbing Pegasus's power behind the scenes. This power was channeled into a freaking tractor beam that pulls the Adonis meteor / planet or whatever towards Earth. This is where it starts to really go off the rails. Bakim then reveals his true plan. Soul Blaze battling Pegasus was just a way to power this tractor beam and pull the asteroid into Earth, to destroy the Earth and build a new version of Atlantis on top of the ruins. I'm not done yet. Bakim is also going to hop into a NASA spaceship to watch the impact from space. The gang then has to figure out a way to stop the machine and save the world. This was a show about spin tops, by the way. These things? Helios then helps the group, becoming a good guy in the story by blowing away a bunch of bays with Soul Blaze. Helios and Gingka catch up to Bakim and plead with him to stop this planetary destruction plan. The pair gets almost unalived by Bakim's Poseidon before, boom, Kiyoya saves the day. After a bit of a back and forth, Kiyoya ends up beating Dark Poseidon. Helios and Gingka board the space shuttle to stop the planet-destroying meteor. God, Metal Fight was just nuts. Once the two reach their destination, they pop out of the ship with these little metal support arms, and they combine their bays, they combine their powers together, launching their bays into the asteroid, destroying it, saving the world. And before the movie ends, the pair are holding on to the spaceship with a view of the big blue orb we call Earth. So what did you think of the movie? Overall, I thought it was great. An enjoyable and relatively quick watch as well, being under 80 minutes in length. The animation was top-notch for the Metal Fight era. Helios' entrance was just insane, and Soul Blaze itself is a great design that I'm glad to have now in real life. In terms of plot, Bakim wanting to destroy the entire planet with a meteor to build a new Atlantis is just ridiculous. But that's the point. One of the best things about the Metal Fight era was just how over the top it was, and I definitely miss it sometimes.